Beware! You have shaken your hands loose from the rope of obedience, and broken the divine fort around you by resorting to pre-Islamic rules. Certainly, it is a great blessing of Allah, the Glorified, that He has engendered among them unity through the cord of affection in whose shade they walk and take shelter. This is a blessing whose value no one in the whole world realizes, because it is more valuable than any price and higher than any wealth. You should know that you have again reverted to the position of the Bedouin Arabs after immigration to Islam, and have become different parties after having been once united. You do not possess anything of Islam except its name, and know nothing of belief save its show. You say, the fire, yes. But no shameful position, as if you would throw down Islam on its face in order to defame its honor and break its pledge, for brotherhood, which Allah gave you as a sacred trust on His earth and a source of peace among the people. Be sure that if you incline towards anything other than Islam, the unbelievers will fight you. Then there will be neither Gabriel nor Michael, neither Muhajirin nor Ansar to help you, but only the clashing of swords, till Allah settles the matter for you. Certainly, there are examples before you of Allah's wrath, punishment, days of tribulations and happenings. Therefore, do not disregard His promises, ignoring His punishment, making light His wrath and not expecting His violence, because Allah, the Glorified, did not curse the past ages except because they had left off asking others to do good acts and refraining them from bad acts. In fact, Allah cursed the foolish for committing sins and the wise because they gave up refraining others from evils. Beware! You have broken the shackles of Islam, have transgressed its limits, and have destroyed its commands. Beware! Surely Allah has commanded me to fight those who revolt, or who break the pledge, or create trouble on the earth. As regards pledge breakers, I have fought them; as regards deviators from truth, I have waged holy war against them, and as regards those who have gone out of the faith, I have put them in serious disgrace. As for Satan of the pit, he too has been dealt with by me through the loud cry with which the scream of his heart and shaking of his chest was also heard. Only a small portion of the rebels has remained. If Allah allows me one more chance over them, I will annihilate them except a few remnants that may remain scattered in the suburb of the cities. Even in my boyhood I had lowered the chest of the famous men of Arabia, and broken the horn points, that is to say, defeated the chiefs of the tribes of Rabi'a and Muzar. Certainly, you know my position of close kinship and special relationship with the Prophet of Allah, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him and his descendants. When I was only a child he took charge of me. He used to press me to his chest and lay me beside him in his bed, bring his body close to mine and make me smell his smell. He used to chew something and then feed me with it. He found no lie in my speaking, nor weakness in any act. From the time of his weaning, Allah had put a mighty angel with him to take him along the path of high character and good behavior through day and night, while I used to follow him like a young camel following in the footprints of its mother. Every day he would show me in the form of a banner some of his high traits and commanded me to follow it. Every year he used to go in seclusion to the hill of Hira, where I saw him but no one else saw him. In those days Islam did not exist in any house except that of the Prophet of Allah, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him and his descendants, and Khadijah, while I was the third after these two. I used to see and watch the effulgence of divine revelation and message, and breathed the scent of prophethood. When the revelation descended on the Prophet of Allah, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him and his descendants, I heard the moan of Satan. I said, O Prophet of Allah, what is this moan? And he replied, this is Satan who has lost all hope of being worshipped. O Alf, you see all that I see and you hear all that I hear, except that you are not a prophet, but you are a vicegerent and you are surely on the path of virtue. I was with him when a party of the Quraysh came to him and said to him, O Muhammad, you have made a big claim which none of your forefathers or those of your family have made. We ask you one thing, if you give us an answer to it and show it to us, we will believe that you are a prophet and a messenger, but if you cannot do it, we will know that you are a sorcerer and a liar. The messenger of Allah said, what do you ask for? They said, ask this tree to move for us, even with its roots, and stop before you." The Prophet said, "Verily, Allah has power over everything. If Allah does it for you, will you then believe and stand witness to the truth?" They said yes. Then he said, "I shall show you whatever you want, but I know that you won't bend towards virtue, and there are among you those who will be thrown into the pit, and those who will form parties against me." Then the Holy Prophet said, "O tree, if you do believe in Allah and the Day of Judgment, and know that I am the Prophet of Allah, come up with your roots and stand before me with the permission of Allah." By him who deputed the Prophet with truth, the tree did remove itself with its root and came with a great humming sound and a flapping like the flapping of the wings of birds, till it stopped before the messenger of Allah, while some of its twigs came down onto my shoulders, and I was on the right side of the Holy Prophet. When the people saw this, they said by way of pride and vanity, "Now you order half of it to come to you and the other half of it remain in its place." The Holy Prophet ordered the tree to do the same. Then half of the tree advanced towards him in an amazing manner and with greater humming. It was about to touch the Prophet of Allah. Then they said, "Disbelieving and revolting, ask this half to get back to its other half and be as it was." The Prophet ordered it and it returned. Then I said, "O Prophet of Allah, I am the first to believe in you and to acknowledge that the tree did what it did just now with the command of Allah, the Sublime, in testimony to your prophethood and to heighten your word." Upon this all the people shouted, "Rather a sorcerer, a liar, it is wonderful sorcery, he is very adept in it. Only a man like this, pointing to me, can stand testimony to you in your affairs." Certainly, I belong to the group of people who care not for the reproach of anybody in matters concerning Allah. Their countenance is the countenance of the truthful and their speech is the speech of the virtuous. They are wakeful during the nights in devotion to Allah, and over beacons of guidance in the day. They hold fast to the rope of the Quran. Revive the traditions of Allah and of His Prophet. They do not boast nor indulge in self-conceit, nor misappropriate, nor create mischief. Their hearts are in paradise while their bodies are busy in good acts.